What's up, YouTube? We got us a serious yet funny topic to unpack. Are stepdaddies crash test dummies? I'm not a stepdad. I never had a stepdad. I'm not saying they are or aren't, but we about to listen to somebody who feels like they are. And I want y'all to give y'all's opinion on how y'all feel about stepdads. A dude taking the role of a stepdad who doesn't have to, or possibly doesn't want to, but he still wants to become that. You know, we about to unpack Anton Daniel's opinion on stepdads. And then after this video, I want y'all to leave y'all comments on what y'all feel about stepdads. So let's take a second to like the video. And I ain't gonna waste y'all time. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Anywho, if you guys watched episode season 1, you saw a very controversial conversation about step parenting, where Anton had a conversation about stepfathers being crash dummies.
Yeah. Step crash dummies.
Step crash dummies is what he likes to call them. Thanks for the correction. Thank you.
Hated all of that.
Anton, can we talk about
Even after rewatching it? You hated
That's an upgrade.
You hated it even after rewatching it?
Yes, because I don't agree with it.
Well, okay, let's talk about the foundation of what he believes, and we'll talk about what we don't agree with. Anton, what is it about? Why don't you like men being stepfathers?
I don't think that it's a benefit. First of all, if you just frame it, right, and you say, okay, well, this guy, he took care of his business his whole life, and he did the right thing, and he didn't have any children out of wedlock, and he literally had the ability to pick and choose anybody that he wants, right? Why would he go and choose to take care of another man's kid who is at some point going to say, you're not my daddy? Like, why would he ever do that, right? First of all, it removes the responsibility from the woman from choosing the guy that she's supposed to be with in the first place. Because most women have skipped over the man that she's supposed to be with.
Right.
Most of them, right? And then on top of that, you then have to go back and forth with another dude that's going to always be tied to her through that kid. Because essentially, that is marriage.
Right.
Right?
Having
You're
a baby with
married.
somebody?
Yeah, you're married to that woman through the kid because you're never going to be able to detach from each other.
What happens if the daddy not around?
That is true. You always connected to that woman. Like, ultimately, when y'all have a kid together, y'all are gonna share that bond forever. Like, you never gonna be able to get away from it. It is a lifetime bond. I get it. What he's saying, like, if you have a child with somebody, y'all are together forever until that child passes or something. But even with that, y'all are still probably together. You know, it's too much spiritual and physical bonding at that point. You know, and yeah, man, let's keep going.
Because a lot of these niggas be leaving.
She need to go back to her baby daddy.
But then he left.
Well then she gotta.
I'm gonna be honest. It's usually the woman that leaves before the dad leaves, unless the woman is just not a good woman at all. Usually the dad doesn't leave. Usually it's the woman that leaves the dad. But if the dad is a deadbeat, she still chose him. So yeah.
Wait, because that shouldn't be somebody else's. But here's the thing.
So she gotta wait till the baby is grown to date.
No.
That's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life.
That is
Stupidest
not
shit I ever heard in my
another
life.
dude's responsibility. She got to figure that out on her own. Now, if she can finesse a dude into getting with her and doing it on that time, then that's a whole nother conversation.
I'm so glad
I don't
we're
see
individuals.
I don't
and
see the
everybody has their own
benefit.
opinion.
Nobody
Hold on,
has ever.
Crystal, what you
Nobody
say?
has
So
ever.
glad we're all individuals and everybody has their own opinion. I'm so glad that everybody don't think like you.
Why not?
Because
If people thought like me, women would think twice about the man that they chose to have children with.
I don't. So this
I
is the
feel
thing.
like at the end of the day, you never know people's circumstances, what they going through, or what's happening when those babies are being made. I mean, you can say you want to.
You gotta put accountability though on the people who choose who they want to mess with. Like you gotta put some accountability on the person, the male and the female. Dudes gotta choose who they lay their seed in, and women gotta choose who they receive their seed from.
to have the best mindset and make the best decisions, but in reality, that's not life. So it's like what you're. That's like we in make believe land. What you're saying,
How is that
real
make-believe
life
land?
happens. So that world you're talking about is make believe world because that does not happen. Look how many. Not that it's a good thing, but look how many babies are born out of wedlock. Look what's going on in the time that we're in. This is a different time from the past. A lot of times when you guys have those mind frames, you're thinking about how things were so long ago. that's not even the world that we're living in anymore.
That's why we want to make America great again.
We can.
You did not just sit here and say that shit.
That's why we want to make America great again. Because think about it, the more that we are left up to our own devices and get away from the core of what we're supposed to be doing in the first place, the worse off it gets. The reason why people with more information than we've ever had before continue to go down this dark path, we know for a fact that a child raised in a single parent household has less of an opportunity to be great, more of a probability to need therapy, more likely to go to jail, less likely to go to college, more likely to have debt and be asking the government for student loan forgiveness. We know that that is the pathway more than likely.
You dealing with that
I come
being born black.
I come from a two-parent household, and I got
being born black. Period.
We know
you be
this.
born to a two-parent household.
That's nonsense.
That is.
I was
that is
born
so
in the hood
true.
like everybody else, and that ain't my circumstance or any of the people that
Because
was
you
born
made
with.
it different for yourself.
No, I didn't. It's
Individuals
because
move
I was raised
differently.
in a two-parent household, even though we were poor.
Both parents definitely matter. You definitely want to have, you know, I'm not saying you definitely want to have. Everybody's born into their own circumstances. You can't really choose the circumstances that you are in, but you can try and make the best of the circumstance and come out on top by putting in your own efforts. But yeah, two-parent households do normally, you know, produce better children. That's definitely a factual statistic.
But that don't mean nothing. Because I'll go into that in a minute. But my point
You
is,
need a microphone. Hold on.
But my point is that even with all of the information and the technology and being able to look in hindsight, y'all still choosing to do it. This is not something that anybody is making y'all do. Y'all choosing to have children out
We're
of
not
wedlock.
making them men have babies with a seed. It takes two.
Time
It's
out,
not
first
just
of all.
my.
Y'all
not just
choosing
my
to do it.
decision.
Okay, what you have to
Let me
say?
ask her a question. Why would a woman have a child out of wedlock? Why would she choose to do that today?
How about I'm gonna take it back to what I say every time. Like you said, you grew up in a two-parent household. You probably was taught something a totally different way. Imagine being me, born in a household where my mom is a single parent and there are different baby daddies. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm growing up where auntie's doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not married.
She'll be real pretty though, but she got a lot of makeup on her face, man. Like she got a lot of makeup on. Like it's heavy too. And then like the lace front line, I ain't trying to like throw shade at her, but yeah, she got on a lot of makeup.
Everybody not with, not with the person that they had kids with, but then you still find your way. You move through life. You do what you have to do. Let's say you find you a man that loves you for you and love your babies, and you do have kids that are up from another man. You feel me? But the situation didn't work. You said because I made a bad decision and had a baby by a guy that decided he wanted to whoop my ass, now I can't find love and happiness because of that. That don't make sense.
That's crazy. Chulo, what you said?
So I chose to be a stepfather, pretty much, right?
Right.
Chulo.
It matched my aesthetic,
He
right?
said,
It matched my aesthetics. It's crazy.
That's not second place.
Second place? That's your aesthetic?
I was a single father, right? I was a single father of a girl. You know what I'm saying? I was a girl dad, so it was a little different, right? I always wanted a boy. I wanted to know what it was to actually raise a man, and all this other thing. So when I actually met the woman that I decided to marry, I was like, okay, cool. She came with a son, and I already understand that it's a two-parent deal. You don't want to be in those situations where, I'm with your mama, but little nigga, you on the side.
Yeah.
So it was one of those situations.
You got to
where it was
kick
like,
over a sport like Snoop did.
Yeah.
Baby Boy.
Yeah. So, at the same time, her son
You
was
ain't my
4.
daddy. I hate you.
he chose to be a stepdad. Let's unpack his story. I'm very curious.
Her son was 4 and my daughter was 4. So a lot of things matched. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things meshed. I'm like, listen, it'd be dope for my daughter to have somebody to play with, somebody to be around.
First of all, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want my daughter, like, don't get me wrong. Having a brother, that's cool, but I don't want my daughter and son to grow up playing with each other like that. I'm gonna be honest. I do believe there need to be separations between how the kids play with each other, boys and girls. They aren't the same. They need to play separately. I'm just being honest. They definitely need to play separately. So I really don't believe in that.
That way it's not, hey, please my child to try to please me.
Yeah.
It's a game in the beginning
versus
saying, okay, listen, they're going to get in there. We're going to see how it really is. Because how kids will start taking their parents' side.
Yeah.
The realistic things of whatever case.
I think that this conversation skips over something that's important. And the important part that it skips over is bringing that step parent into the household can create the household into a two-parent household.
What?
Yeah, that's what
Most
happens. If a
definitely.
single mother gets married, now you're in a two-parent
Two-parent
household.
household.
And when you have that two-parent household, like you just said, statistically, we know what the numbers look like differently. We don't say the numbers off a two-parent household biologically all the time. It's a two-parent household. So me marrying my husband and him having 2 kids, the kids' experience, he sleep right now, but if I woke his ass up, he'd tell you. His experience with us at our house is going to differ than the experience that he gets at his mom's house with his stepfather. You feel me?
Most step kids are package kids. It's kind of like cable, okay? You
This man said
you
cable.
are the high speed internet. Your child is you are the high speed internet, and your child is the house phone.
Okay.
Okay?
Nobody use the house phone though.
Exactly. He don't like the kids.
Oh my God.
If we got
That's
to
a
be
fact.
honest,
That's a fact.
if we got to be honest, like I hate step stools, step daddies, step mom.
We can tell.
But you gotta,
We can tell, nigga.
listen, it depends on how old the kid is.
Once again, I'm glad people have individual
The
thoughts.
stepdad ain't nothing but the substitute.
He went into that mode of what movie was that one? Dog was like, I hate everything black. I hate
That got a lot to do
because they
with
black.
mama.
I hate piano
Can
keys
I
because they
say
black.
this really
If
quick?
you
Without
ever see it,
disrespect, you want to get it.
Stepdads ain't nothing but the first loser.
can I ask you
Number
guys
two.
this though?
That's
Why do you guys put that emphasis on stepdaddies and not stepmoms?
Oh, stepmama's worse. They the worst people in the world.
Let's talk about why.
What's
So
the
you
name
can
of
get
this
ate the
movie?
fuck up.
The worst person in the world, Cinderella.
Okay.
Her stepmama
Right.
was treating her bad.
This nigga went to a Disney movie, bro.
Listen, y'all love Disney. Second place. Stepmama's the reason why they are one of the worst people in the world because they don't love you until you come over. If you don't come over, you don't hear from them. They don't
My
call you. They
kid-
don't text you. None of them.
Let me tell you why you're wrong.
Stepmama's
That's
are
not
not.
My
No,
kids.
stop using yourself.
No,
as an
I'ma
example.
always use myself as an example because I am the example for the people.
No, you gotta
use
talk to
yourself
the
my
as
majority.
an example.
Show do.
You
No,
use yourself
no,
as an
no,
example.
Show
all the
do.
time.
And he a millionaire and these niggas majority broke.
No. Let's be real. I say that to qualify myself to be able to have this conversation. That's why I do it. But I don't use myself.
But
Well,
she
I'm
No.
qualifying myself to
But
have
y'all
this
do know,
conversation.
realistically speaking, everybody is not going to be married. Y'all do know that, right?
Yeah, that's the
Like, y'all
problem.
do know that it's 200 women to every one man.
Yeah.
Like, can we just play the numbers game for a minute? Do y'all know that?
Go get back
It's
to your baby.
200. Okay,
It's 200 women to every man, but most men don't have a woman. I mean, just listen to that part. It's 200 women to every man, but most men are single. So that kind of says something right there. Now I get it if every man was taken, but it's not the case.
He wasn't the person that was compatible.
he was
The
good
thing is,
enough to
that-
get back with
no, because hear me out. This is
You're not
wait,
getting back with your-
no. Can we have this conversation because in the last
Because
episode,
other-
pause one at a time. In the last episode, we had a conversation about women's rights, birth control, and things like that. And now in this episode, we're talking about motherhood, why you having this man baby and things like that. You having this man baby because some women feel like if there's a child growing in me, I'm not going to abort it.
That
So
part.
you fucked up and you got pregnant by a loser, pookie picking ass nigga, and now you're gonna have that child and you're keeping that baby. That's what happens. Well, we're gonna. What's this, y'all?
Fingering,
That's how
fingering.
babies
fingering
are
to me.
made. If this is a penis and this is a vagina, this is how babies are made.
Listen.
We're gonna stop acting like it takes being in love, you knowing somebody, and everything else to do this. Y'all sleep with people on the first night after knowing them.
As a whole,
And you get
Everybody
shot.
not gonna be
If
married.
you get the club shut up, you might get
Right,
pregnant.
I'm so
If you
tired
get
now.
pregnant and you decide to keep that baby, you are definitely making a choice, and you are definitely making the choice to say, I'm gonna have to either deal with this man forever, or I'm gonna be a single mama. And so we're not
Look at
gonna
this.
punish the women.
this.
We are not gonna
We
punish the
absolutely are.
women
We absolutely
that
are.
actually sat up here and said, you know what? I'm not gonna kill God's creation.
Right.
You still
I'm gonna
gonna
stand
punish them?
10 toes
They-
on
You still
the
gotta do
fact
your
that this is
sentence?
my baby.
They
You
still gotta get punished. Like you made a bad decision. I mean, you ain't gonna get certain benefits. Like
So you definitely have, but you're doing enough of a sense having to raise a child by yourself. You know how much fucking time
Hold
a
on,
kid
listen.
take, bro.
Hey, listen.
You know how much energy a kid take.
Just to tap in.
But you need to think about that before you even. You gotta be even more thoughtful on who you choose. This goes vice versa. This ain't all just on the woman. This goes to the guy too. Everybody got to be thoughtful on what they choose because what they choose is what they got to deal with. It's a scary reality.
These bum ass niggas, they will leave the situation right early on.
Yeah.
Super early on.
Yeah.
I hate bum ass niggas. If you ain't a man, you ain't a man if you ain't taking care of your situation.
Period.
And the way I hate,
Bro, you got a full Louis V suit on, man. I can't even take him serious, but okay.
I will then take care of just to show, nigga, this is what you did wrong.
Yeah.
This is what you did
Now,
wrong. Watch what I'm finna do with this boy, and I made that boy who he is.
Now
He's
watch
sitting
this.
$2 million into this account at 14 years old.
Period.
And that's something that his father.
I'm never giving
Now watch
somebody
this.
else
Watch
shit.
this.
Why
No.
did he
feel
thought
like
the
that,
way you
though?
thought? That young man will never be sitting the way that he's sitting
But
now if he thought the way you thought. Because you feel like because it's not that baby
The kid
fault.
has to be
That
punished.
baby
When do y'all
dad
take-
decided not to
when
do
They
do
that.
should be.
Okay, hold on. 2K, go ahead.
When do y'all take accountability? If all these dudes that balls now all of a sudden, when do you look at yourself and say, damn, well maybe my pussy at home and shit?
Well,
How about no? That's not
fact.
what
That's
it
a
is.
fact.
If he a ball, why you can't admit that you're a homeless?
the thing is
You-
that
you
hold
house
on,
it, you
pause.
house
No, the pause.
that's a
Because
fact.
what happens is because even what happens when a woman has a child and says, okay, you know what? I fucked up. I had a kid with a dude that's a loser. He's not doing this. Let me do the inner work to make sure I can do better for myself and pick a better husband in the future so I can live the life and pick the life
better.
that I need to have.
What
And so as you do that, you run into niggas like this that be like, nah, you had that, baby, so raise my
No,
own,
but
bitch.
Randy, listen.
I'm not the owner of the homeless shelter. Why would I come in here?
But
and
how
pick
about
up
this?
those
I
snacks?
seen a situation. I know a girl who she take care of herself, got her own business, do what she's supposed to do. Was in a relationship with a guy. They was together for like 10 plus years. Had a baby, the little girl like 8 years old, right? Things didn't work out between them.
And now he ain't doing shit.
He was the best father ever when they was together.
And now
Had
he
no
ain't
reason
shit.
for her to think he'd ever be a deadbeat. He did everything they were supposed to do. They were not married. You get what I'm saying? They wasn't married. It is what it is.
Flag on the plate.
Boom. Okay. But when the relationship ended between the mother and him, it was as if the daughter no longer existed. And he said, I'm moving on with my life. He dealing with somebody else that got kids and dealing
take
with
care of
her
their
kids and don't even acknowledge his own child because the relationship didn't work with the mother.
Yep.
When do that mean cut your seed off?
You know
You
what?
said
And mind you, he was in her life for them 8 years.
You
That-
said
that
flag
whole
on the plate
time.
because of the marriage. I have a friend right
They didn't get
now.
married.
I have a friend because of lack of marriage. I have a friend right now, and I wish that she was still here to tell her story because she just left. Who was married, got pregnant, found out her husband was cheating while she was pregnant, had the strength to say, you know what, it's not gonna work. Yeah, the fucking
That's the
strength.
easiest thing to do.
Yeah, to walk the fuck away.
What
Absolutely.
You gonna leave your baby daddy and go get cheated on by a complete stranger?
No, now she's gonna be by herself
But you
and get
still gonna
herself
get cheated
together, and she's gonna be
Well,
okay
no,
being
how about
alone.
she is alone and she's healing and making the right decisions and not running into another relationship
and
right
see,
now?
this the problem right here. This is black. I'm sorry, black women. Y'all have created these dysfunctional homes because of y'all ego.
Ooh.
A nigga cheating on me. Now my kids got to suffer. Win. Win.
Hey,
Win.
he not 100% wrong.
He's not 100% wrong, but he's not 100% right.
I forgive you. How about you cheat and I forgive you,
Selfish.
and then you keep doing it because you
See,
think
that's
I'm not gonna leave?
That's different.
That's different.
How about that?
Wait. Y'all,
How about you do it once and I take it and I say, okay, let's work it out, and then you keep doing it.
But
You
the
think
pro-
you
the
gonna have a
problem
Rashida
is-
and Kurt?
y'all
You gonna have a
act
Rashida
so
and Kurt?
delusional.
That's what you gonna
Y'all
have.
act so delusional.
It is. It's delusion because y'all female intuition work every time except for when you really need it.
It never tell you when I'm home.
It's so funny because y'all.
Actually, I have anxiety, so my intuition does never work.
but I just find it so funny because y'all know who the man is that y'all dealing with before
Yeah.
y'all ever even lay down with him.
Yeah,
Y'all, no, you do. Most of the time that y'all do.
I would
know.
agree with him on that.
And
I
a lot
believe
of
that
a
you
lot
do.
of times y'all
You
get
do.
with the dude that y'all not supposed to be with, and then you looking to change him into something that he never was.
You are right.
Most of the time, you know that you dealing with an ain't shit ass nigga.
Yeah.
That's fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Y'all have kids by him,
Yeah.
and then somehow y'all standards raised when y'all got extra kids tagging along with y'all.
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. The standard raises after they already done slept with the dirtbag and had kids by him. Now you a better woman. Now the next dude that come in who's better than your baby daddy gets harder, treatment to fully like access you. You know what I'm saying? Like to receive you, he has to jump through hoops and hurdles to make it work, which is wild.
Fuck does that happen?
Hey, do you
Well,
think
can
it's
I-
an age range though? Do you think it's an age range? Like, let's say you had the child between 17, 18, 19.
That part.
You don't even have a mindset
That
of
part.
understanding who you even
That
is.
part.
You shouldn't know what life is.
That
Like,
part.
Is it an age range? I
You
see
don't
if
know
you
what's
like
going on
20,
with people's
30
lives,
something.
'cause
You
you
had-
sit right next to a product of that.
So you can never grow, is what
You
you're
sit
saying.
right next to
No,
not
listen,
a product from my
I think
mother,
that you
but from
can grow.
myself.
What y'all talking about over here? What y'all talking about over
No,
here?
he said something about, you said the age range thing.
Yeah.
And I said, I agree with you. Because when you say you know who you dealing with, I didn't learn. First of all, it's a terrible thing when the father is not in the daughter's life. I grew up without a father, so it's a lot of things that I did not know when it came to men, right?
Wait. Let me ask you a question. At what point did you hold your parent accountable for that? You did.
Always did.
Okay, then that's cool.
Always did. Never had a problem speaking on it. But what I will sit here and say,
You got to hold both of your parents accountable. This is a team sport.
I absolutely held
Because
my
you know
mama
what the
accountable for
thing
it
about
as
it
well.
is, if I have a kid out of wedlock and I don't pay, you know what happens? I go to jail.
Yeah.
Facts.
See, the thing, no, listen. The thing about men is that we understand that regardless of the decision that we make, we always gonna be held accountable by society. Don't matter if you hold us accountable. Listen, you know how many shelters that there are for men that have domestic abuse? Do you know how many men don't even report domestic abuse because they just gotta take it? They just gotta take that L. That's the nature of a guy. We understand, right or wrong, good or bad, that whatever decision that we make is on us. Y'all know that y'all gonna be able to find another simp to come and pick you up and off your bum when you made a mistake, because now I'm better, I'm a good woman, I got my life together, I went and got my nursing degree, you know, I'm an esthetician, all of this shit. No. Let's be fair. All of a sudden, now I don't want to talk to a guy that make less than
Can't
me.
grow.
All of this other shit. Like, somehow I buried my past. I moved from Detroit to Atlanta to Houston and back to Detroit, and now I'm a new woman. Don't nobody want to hear. No. That's the.
No, I'm not mad at him for what he's saying right now.
That's the I'm a fixed black woman starter kit. I got me a Nissan Altima. I don't got no fucking insurance. The bumper is hanging off the back. All of that shit, right?
Does the Nissan?
Absolutely.
Hey, wait, I have a serious question. Hold on, I have a very serious question.
Because I mean, we don't get to the let's get for real.
Does the Nissan Altima have the eyelashes on it? Because I love when
It
the car.
does.
I love when the cars
They
have the
got the
eyelashes.
eyelashes and they got the
I
sparkle.
think a lot of hosts be so annoying, low key. She just be so extra.
Does it have the furry steering wheel? Those are my
got all
favorites.
of that shit.
Ooh, those girls look like they have good coochie. All right, so let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about this real quick.
Hold
No,
on, Randy.
what?
She was about to say something. Go ahead.
No, I was
Okay.
saying
I
about
want
as
to
far
talk about the good coochie girls.
you was so silly, man.
CNA.
I said as far as like the age thing go and just not knowing
Coochie now
better.
available.
That's what I love myself for how far I've come and who I am now. Because the cards that I was dealt, I was meant to fail, and I did not.
No.
There were so many hills that I had to climb to get to where I am now, and I'm still not where I want to be. But I'm just proud of myself because I was not meant to win at all. Like literally, I got into a relationship young with I have 3 children. My oldest 2 have the same father, and then my youngest has her own dad, right? So I got pregnant with my son when I was 17. I had him when I was 18. Then turned around, and then had another baby at 19.
And what about
And then
the
my
third
third child came in my 21st year of life. So by the time I was 21, I had 3 kids,
Shit's
and they were all
close.
in diapers. That shambles. When I say how, you get what I'm saying? But I worked 3 jobs. I took care of my kids. I did what I was supposed to do. I never relied on the government. The only thing that the government did for me, honestly, was pay for the births of my children because I didn't have insurance. You get what I'm saying? I was working temp jobs. They didn't offer that. But I tried to do everything the right way. Once I figured out they're not helping. You get what I'm saying?
Can I dive deeper into your story a little bit? Do you
Sure.
mind if I do that?
No, go ahead.
The other part that really is, I guess not necessarily, that kind of is heartbreaking for me because when I look at women that didn't grow up in 2-parent households and didn't have access to their father regularly, you could tell the difference. When I first met Crystal, the first story that she told me, y'all, it literally broke my heart. Crystal was supposed to be in Atlanta in law school. She didn't have that support. She didn't have the people that could have helped her navigate what that looks like. And even if in the
Bro, I'm looking at 2K. I know he's just thinking like, man, what the fuck?
The crazy thing about that is even if you do come from a 2-parent household, if you don't have the family or the resources or the counselors that's gonna pour into you and teach you how to navigate those waters and navigate that road, it's gonna be difficult. So not only was the education situation set up for her to win, but because how life was set up, it wasn't set up for her to win. It was like right there. Imagine one of your biggest goals, your biggest dreams is right there. You can almost touch it. But because your circumstances and how your life is set up, it's literally just like, you can't get there.
Listen.
Hey, look, I want to touch on that only because It's a vulnerable conversation, and we might as well have it of why I even chose to do that even further of being a stepfather, right? So I found out I was adopted, right? I had to find out at 17. My birth mother was a crackhead. She had 8 kids before me. My mother was a nurse. She literally went in there and said, yo, I need to get rid of this baby because nobody don't want it. I'm ready to get rid of it. And then at that point, right, my mother and my father, right, the ones that I know today, my mother and my father, they wanted a child. My mom had a tooth tied. She already had 3 kids prior. She wasn't planning on having no more children. She fell in love with this man, the man that came in there and took care of all 3 of my siblings. They're like 13, 14 flat. And he walked in there as a man. And that's what she wanted to do for him because she knew he wanted his own child.
Yeah.
So boom, she had that conversation with my father and said, yo, we need to adopt that little boy. You know what I mean? Literally from birth, I'm talking about going through withdrawals, keeping people up for the first 6 months of my life, and just seeing everybody take to me and seeing that it was nothing but love. But because I knew I wouldn't even been here if she would have made that decision, or if he would have made that decision, like, nah, fuck this little dude. We don't want him. I want to have my own kid. If I can't have my own kid, it's that. But he chose to be a stepfather from literally in the worst situations with the worst type of child. You know what I'm saying? The worst type of child. He ain't just like, oh man, let me just I wouldn't be here today. Wouldn't have created this and that. Wouldn't have made millions. Wouldn't have been, this influential. Wouldn't even, now as I'm looking at my son who almost had the same situation where her baby father said, yo, if you want me to watch this child while you go to work, you're going to have to pay me child support. That's some bum ass nigga shit, right? Just seeing that, I'm like, yo, watch what I do.
I think that's dope, right? And I can't speak to you because I know you personally, so I can't speak negative. And congratulations to you on your growth and everything that you've accomplished. But in reality, like, fuck these kids.
Nobody, thank you.
Oh,
Nobody
shit.
Fuck these. Nobody cares about individual stories. Everybody got their own trauma that they done been through and issues that had happened in their life. And
I care.
At the end of the day,
And the stepdaddies care. It is
we coming
Anton snapping.
back to.
You can't.
Let me tell you something. You know what I seen? Just at the end of the day, it comes back to the original core of the conversation of, because see, y'all looking at it from a selfish perspective about how it's affecting you. When that last episode dropped from last season, if you go through the comments and you look at them, for every one of y'all, it's 50 dudes that said, I did it, I will never do it again. I hate it. I will never do it again. It was one of the worst things that I could have ever did in my life.
Okay.
To ever become a stepdad.
See, that's what they don't think about. They talk about the one individual story that was a success story, but don't think about the tragedies. I know a dude that adopted his girl baby. They end up breaking up, and this man got put on child support because he adopted her. Not even his kid, he adopted her. And literally he hook, line, and sinker for the child support. Crazy.
Okay, so let's have a
So
conversation.
we don't talk about that other side. We only talk about the success story.
No, let's
But
talk about it, because even in those success
It's
stories,
choices.
even in
Like you
those
said.
success stories, it's difficult, and that's the conversation I do want to have. I don't necessarily want to stay on the stepdads being whatever. I do want to have the conversation of the ups and downs of a blended family,
because it's work.
because
it's work.
it is real work.
It's not
as
easy.
a
It's not.
woman that has been a stepmother for 6 years now, nearly 7 years. It's difficult at times, especially when all of the adults involved are not mature. It's difficult when the kids start hitting puberty and they start going through what they're going through. But if we being a bean, the kid that I actually carry be giving me hell too. So I don't know if being a stepmama is hard or just being a parent period is hard, because that 4-year-old got hands and be working me, okay?
Can I tell you how I knew I was supposed to be a stepdad?
Tell me how you knew you wasn't supposed to be a stepdad.
Bam.
Now wait, is it gonna be a lie or is it gonna be the truth?
No. I keep it. Okay, this is why you should stay with your kids if you a dude. Look, I'll never forget laying over this poverty-stricken girl house. We on the couch.
Poverty-stricken girl?
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
But you were laying up with her. So back to not being, hold on.
Let him tell the story, man.
Back to not being a homeless shelter. It sounds like you were in the homeless shelter, nigga.
Oh yeah, I was in the house.
You was getting it in.
Hold on, let him tell the story.
Come on. I'm laying on and her son at the time.
Poverty.
He 4. He come over. smacked right in the face.
As he should have.
Okay.
Hoe ass nigga.
Listen. So I look up at her, she laughs, and I look at him.
Because it was funny.
Hold on. She laughs and he laughs. I'm saying, you ain't gonna do nothing?
No.
Like, no. Okay, cool. I had a stepdad too. You don't touch nobody else's kid, right?
Okay. Oh, no.
The next morning.
Hold on.
Oh, you spent the night.
Hold on. Wait. The
You
next
saved the
morning.
night.
Yeah, absolutely.
After he rocked your
Okay.
shit,
You think I got hit for free?
so he rocked your shit, you stayed in his house?
He hit me, I hit his mama. Who were?
Woo!
Okay, hold on, bro. I'm gonna tell you, I hit him too. Why good? So the morning, I get up, before I'm for the lead, I go to the bathroom, pee all over the floor. I go wake
You
up.
look like you be peeing
Yeah,
on
look,
toilets.
I go wake up. Hey. You know little Johnny, he just pissed all over the floor. No, he did. You for real? Like, yeah. Got up, teared his ass up. I was walking out the door. That's why you should stay in your kid's life. I might be the stepdad.
She fell for that shit.
I might be the
No,
stepdad.
let me tell you why she was a goofy.
He is wild.
She was a goofy as fuck because that strong smelling ass piss on the floor in that bathroom smelled like ammonia. Did not come out no fucking toddler. Girl, that made me drink milk and water. You thought that restaurant that you was smelling on the floor was from your kid?
She had me in the house. How small do you think she was?
How small?
How smart.
How smart?
He
Yeah.
from Mississippi.
Yeah, sorry, I can't.
Basically, he said he just
Listen,
blatantly saying
Every
he's not
ounce
a
of
good decision.
when he said that, every ounce of blackness left. I'm like, wait, what? Excuse me, sir. What did you say?
I go over there periodically on food stamp day. Can you blame me? I had rotate.
All right, we're gonna end it there. That was already pretty long. Yeah, man, I want to get y'all opinion on that, man. On the crash stepdad crash dummy. How y'all feel about that? You know, what y'all think about that? Do y'all have a stepdad? Are y'all stepdads? Anybody, you know, comment down on how you feel about it. I'm kind of in between, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm in between because I don't think a dude should sign up for that if they don't have kids themselves. But I can understand if a dude does have a kid and he wants to get into a situation with a woman with kids because they have that relatability. You know what I'm saying? They're very relatable at that point. You know, she understands what it takes to be a parent. He does also. He doesn't want to get with a chick with no kids because she doesn't understand it. So yeah, it's a two-part to that situation, man. But y'all, man, please drop a like. Please subscribe to the channel. Y'all stay tuned, man. We're going to keep unpacking all these good topics and entertainment. And until next time, peace.